Greetings and welcome. This is Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well. I'm guided and led by Spirit. Trigger warning: the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime events and mysterious events. Disclaimer: all cases, names, people are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. All numbers used in this case or cases pertain to the cases specifically and may not bear resemblance to numbers in your date of birth. Greetings and welcome to Intuitive Sundays, recording on a Monday, are we? It is March the 3rd, and it's just gone after 5 p.m. local time, which means it's like approximately 10 a.m. Eastern time. So a lot of energy going around the Gene Hackman case. Yes, we will have a look at that in this episode. Hollywood just celebrated another sacrifice. A lot of them licking their lips. The ceremony and the rituals that must have taken place on Saturday evening and Friday evening and Sunday evening into Monday must have been bloody. And as mentioned, I have the ritual calendar. It's not mine. I was sent by a community member. Thank you very much. The rituals taking place around about this time: drinking of human blood for strength and homage. I mentioned this in our podcast on history. I mentioned this in the Ancient Portals episode. Where are we? March, huh? Look here, February 14, just by the way, there's another feast here. Animal and human sacrifice. So when all the teeny boppers and all the young lovers and the demanding couples want their red roses and red hearts and red everything and red that and red everything, red, huh? Now you know why. Very disgusting rituals taking place with these guys, I must say. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. There's another one here. Oh, yeah. I wanted to just mention this. Now, number 13, when I look at numbers, is like, 13-4 on its own is actually a very good number. It's the writer, the author, it's the child. But more so, 13 also indicates the inner child. And this is very disturbing when they use numbers like 13, which actually indicates, as according to their mumble jumble, is 13 the rebellion against authority, plus the depravity caused by to rebel against God. And they use the number 6 to represent man, which I say is also human. I don't know why they use man. 7 to represent the number to divine perfection. And this is why they say 6 plus 3 is 13. Now, this is the laughable part, is that you've got human beings, right, in the main, who believe by doing these certain acts, they become godlike. Okay. Where are we? March. No, they don't have it on this one. So we're dealing with a bunch of depraved, delusional human beings. We'll go deeper and see what is going on behind the Oscars and when it was created. I believe I'm getting a segue there now. So the Academy Awards was actually the first Academy Awards, May 16, 1929. Now, immediately we see the 16-7, but now if we look at the first two rows of numbers, we got a 5 from the May, 16-7 from the 16, and 1921 gives us 30 with an outcome 3, And then the second row, the 16 and the 5 gives us 21-3. We've got a 12-3 and a 33. Now, on face value, there's a problem here. We have effectively 4 3s in the first 2 rows. This says there's a problem. We'll go deeper. Now, we see all of these 6s. So let's just say, on one hand, 6 does speak about audiences, people going to watch the movies, audiences. But if we had to switch optics, and we have all of these 3, so we already, let's break this down because I've just spotted something here. We've got double conflicts here. So on the one hand, we have the community that we see at the Oscar evenings, all smiley, nice gowns, nice tuxedos. But hidden, we have a hidden 21-3. Why is there a community in hiding? What community is hiding? Now, you recall the treacherous fire that took out California Hills. Are you starting to see familiar numbers? 30 outcome 3, hives. Are there hives here? No, there can't be hives. Classic sacrificial numbers, 33-6. Immoral acts and behavior, 42-6. Let me be clear about this 42-6 here. Yes, they may do despicable acts. We don't want to go too deep there because they are depraved animals. But their programming that they send out to us as audience members, 42-6, immoral behavior. For example, have you noticed all the top leading actors, leading men and women, all the movies getting attention are effectively antagonists leading the way. People with negative characteristics. Come on, Johnny, when you grow up, I want you to be a gangster. Okay, says Diddy from his cell. May 19, let's see what we see in the intention. The intention in the positive, if you want to call it positive, is an inception number. So they are trying to instill an idea into us with this 9. Right? Like we see with Monarch programming through social media, movies, etc. 4 audiences with a purpose. Income, money, 10, 1, big money. How many, of course, as an ex-producer or current producer, whatever, as a producer, you want box office gold, right? Oh, so the theme of hidden continues. You recall we picked up, if you're watching the Vampiri series via Ancient Portal series that I'm doing, as well as we picked it up in the California Hills and in particularly in Rome. Who is this hidden family? I've also been wondering and asking myself, this hidden family, so in other words, this hidden community, right? Would they be the true, original, pure blood still? That would be interesting to find out. Coming across as Joe Soap, 15-6. So all the people on stage, I've lived my whole life for this dream. Pat the eyes. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad, for all those people that supported me. 15-6, your average Joe. I've also got dreams, The outcome of the intention, now we can say with all these 9s is in many ways correct in that it's a monster to put a movie together, right? It's a monster. I can tell you that right now. It's a monster. However, if we flip the optics and we still continue to see all these 30 outcome 3s, yes, because we are in a 30 outcome year, but there are more 30s around. When you're dealing with all of these 9s in conjunction with this 33-6, Ritualistic behavior, 36.9. Blood-sucking motherfuckers we have here. Did you notice, as mentioned with the Grammy show that I did, and this afternoon I looked at what was happening in the Academy. I didn't have time this morning, blessings for the bookings, but I went through late this afternoon or early this afternoon. You see what the vibe was, and I can tell you now, compared to other Oscars, just like it was at the Grammys, very low-key, in my opinion, very low-key. It's like the hidden 21-3 are not making a song and dance of things anymore. Like, I won't waste your time, right? As the saying goes, as the song went in the opening. A creepy opening when that Cohen weirdo spoke about children and forced labor and all that nonsense. Very suspicious there, children. 22.4, we are going to manufacture children. Okay, well, let's start with the positive. Well, in the shop window, 22.4 is the manuscript screenplays popping out. 27.9, getting the film made. 7, directing, getting the film. 7 is film, the movie, 7. Getting them made. But now hidden, because nothing goes without a price. Hidden is an 18.9. And I picked up moments in recent movies, and I'm going to do a show on this because it's actually quite disgusting. And in fact, it was all over the Oscar people, particularly in that opening sequence. If you're looking at a lens that we look in here with sacrificials, rituals, children, and you read between the lines what that prick was saying on stage, they should be ashamed of themselves. So we have a hidden 18.9. If you want to make the movie, shoot Helena. You know what I mean? I was prompted in spirit. I confirmed with her first. Being cheeky. So now with the outcome here, we got all of these 3s. Oh, look at the hives here. And we have a portal sequence. There's a surprise. So this is quite interesting when the portal sequence is in the action. Because their actions speak louder than their bullshit on the screen we see. Here's all their colonies, integrated colonies, hives all over the place here. Look at all these 33s. We've got triple 33s in this one. Triple. Pigs, man. So this is all your monarch programming numbers here as well, huh? 39, 12, 3, 48, 12, 3. We've got 57, 12, 3, different types of program. Remember we saw in CEDU school where a lot of kids went there. Paris Hilton apparently was abused there. He has all those different programming through media, through the CIA programs, Black Ops, CIA, Creature Investigation Association, something to that effect, right? Creatures. Outcome. So yeah, this is the beautiful thing about the universe. And this is why these dumb idiots, penguin people, the eyes wide shut community, Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, mismash, whatever, inbreeds, whatever, half-wits. There's a universal conflict here. So what's the conflict? Oh, so on the surface, when you turn on your telly, there's the Oscar ceremony. However, they represent the hidden hive. 60 outcome 6 I couldn't believe the answer I got when I looked at these numbers, I believe, yesterday at some point. Now, one can argue on one level 60 with an outcome 6 is mass audience. 30 outcome 3 can also speak about audience. The impression I was given yesterday, and I'm feeling it now as well, 60 outcome 6 is when Taylor Swift says, "Oh, it washes over me." What is washing over her? Blood. 6 equals blood. Now 60 outcome 6 is like pools of blood. These maniacal. They're in politics as well, 51-6. They are in our families, amongst us. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we have, of course, the Grammys and the Oscars, and in fact, Cohen, or whatever his name is properly, actually mentioned during his opening. You guys should watch the opening of that ceremony. It's quite, from this optic, it's quite disgusting, actually. Rituals. We don't care. We will have this ritual every year. So who are they talking to? I've been asked in spirit. Are they saying to Uncle Donald 17:8 people, you are bigger than us, but we are still going to have our sacrifices and our rituals. Pigs. Pigs. A lot of perversion, number 6s. We got some twisted MFs here. Just a quick shout out to all the community members that have been buying the book recently, True Crime and Numerology. Gratitude and blessings to you. In return, I hope you find the value and knowledge within the book, and that you can start unpacking and investigating crimes. The second book is coming soon. It's well on its way. And of course, in the follow-up book, book 2, we are going to go deeper into the 369 system, as well as the 72-hour scan method. And that we're going to develop further. Like, for example, we did in the True Crime and Numerology, we used Gabby Petito's case to reveal all the numbers. There's a breakdown of all the numbers in this book, True Crime and Numerology, that is in that event, and it's all of them actually that you would find at a typical crime scene. The meaning of numbers, both positive and negative, general and crime. Now, in the second book, we're going to break down, I'm going to include 3 genres using the systems, true crime, which will be an advanced level now. We're going to look at relationships, interpersonal relationships, and even family relationships. I'm going to do good chapters on that. So we'll look at numbers as well related to relationships, and there will be lists of numbers for all of this. And then we're going to look at a world event. I'm sure you will agree the current world current affairs is busy, and it's always good to have those general knowledge world event numbers at hand as well. And this will be coming up at the end of April. I will give final confirmations as we go, all right? But it's going to be fully laid out, 369, 72-hour scan, 3 genres of numbers, lists of numbers, and how we unpack them and how we solve them. I'm getting told to go to Gene straight away. I'm just going to put a marker here visually for those that scan through. I'll do it as well, no problem, because not everyone wants to listen to every segment. You are more than welcome. All right. Now, to give you full disclosure on Gene and Betsy, since releasing the episode that I did, I haven't done a deep dive with current information, and I'll explain why. I have looked at 1 or 2 videos, news items. Of course, for me, the standout thing was there's a time when Jean's pacemaker had stopped, and we'll have a look at that. I don't want to get bogged down with too much information because it looks like there's a whole lot of things flying around, right? Now, if you haven't watched the episode, and if you're watching the visual, I indicated with red blocks in their sequence because at the time we didn't know when they had passed or what had happened, right? And now, and using the 369, beg your pardon, and using the 72-hour scan, in my opinion, I was able to narrow down when the event took place, pretty much within the 72-hour scan, right? Now, the 72-hour scan is based on, if you don't know, if you didn't watch the previous episode, I recommend that you do. In fact, I'll put a link at the banner so you would have seen it by now. When we do a 72-hour scan, it included February 25, February 26, February 27, because 26 is when he was and Betsy were discovered, right? So I worked backwards. And for me, so this February 22 that I actually marked as +6 is actually the +6, really, really, really. Okay, so I haven't worked on it since. Blessings, I've been busy with consultations as well. And of course now I've dedicated time for the book now as well. So the day of discovery or the day before of discovery, which falls in the 72-hour, becomes the +9. And, okay, now let's look at it from this way. So now we've got the 369 now, eh? Because according to the report, the pacemaker ended on February 17. Now, you'll recall, we got to look like this now, eh? I'm going to make a blue line. So there's a line, if you're just listening to the podcast, thank you. Because they were discovered at around 2 p.m., it starts on the second row, so we need to overlap into the next day. Now this will apply same for this. So if we put the line in the same place, which then we see an 18-9 start, and it ends with a 17-8. There's the biology 8. 7 at the top here, 7 is the mechanics, the electronics, mechanics. So there is evidence that it can stop here. Then followed by 19, 10, 1, 28, 10. So this is all machine numbers if you want to look at it that way. So the machine is kaput. So not bad that we within the zone. Now let's look at it again. We have 18-9 plus 9. This was murder. We got a 27-9, definitely double homicide here. I've just been shown again, excuse the silence, the door. I always look at to see what is at the end of the day before something happens. And before something happens in terms of when things go down, unfortunately, we've got a 26-8, 17-8, 8 here. And we've got another 17-8 in the middle. What concerns me the most, and now this is the day before, they were murdered in a portal sequence here. This is ritualistic behavior. We'll go deeper because, I was just trying to find a starting point. this 26/8/17/8 still tells me, and remember, it's before the, let's say, alleged crime scene. I don't believe they just fell over and he's had a heart attack and she takes pills or something. I don't know. We haven't gone there yet. I'm too nervous sometimes with some of these things. But I'm seeing people, hidden people. 26/8 is a very violent number, I'm sorry to say, yeah. That's a very violent number on the body. Oh, I've just been reminded. Jeez, I clean forgot actually. When I released the episode of Gene Hackman and his wife, the following morning, I believe it was Saturday morning, and it always happens when I'm in between, right? So you're just waking up, you're not fully conscious, coming around. Who's standing elevated, by the way, elevated above me to my left? Gene Hackman. I've been told to write this next stuff down. Guess what he was showing me? The motive. And what is the motive? Small black book. He was showing me a small black book. I saw him exactly the way I saw the previous Pope that died around 2010. He was standing to my left-hand side. I was in the middle of, I was just like waking up, and to my left, above me, Gene Hackman, and he showed me he's holding this small black book. So, crime sleuths, people investigating that side, you are looking for a small black book. Isn't that interesting? Clear as daylight. So let's go deeper. So 13/4, now we're trying to look for the book. February the 13th, 13/4 indicates a book. That's the number for a book. 13/4, 15/6. I haven't looked at this since 15/6. And if it's a book about 15/6, what did I just say about the Oscar numbers? Dirty old men. Okay, let's see. Did they get the book? So yeah, February 20, we see 13/4 again. You see this 31/4, that's the corpse number, yo. So 31/4, they may have got the book, eh? And I'll explain why. Remember now I know community member pointed out the autopsy is going to take a long time. I'm very aware of that. Thank you. But they were going to start on the days that I mentioned, right? And in the first three days, the 72-hour scan, there's evidence of evidence tampering. Okay. 31/4 is breaking of documents. It's also the demolishment of documents. Here's 22/4, manuscript. Was he writing a manuscript? I wonder. 22/4 is a manuscript. Let me remove corpse here because that was in the previous episode. This 20 outcome 2, you see this one. And by the way, Robin Williams greets everyone as well. Hello, hello, hello. Because Robin Williams popped up on the first episode of Gene Hackman. And I looked at his numbers and they're very similar. Isn't that ironic? So we've got a 20 outcome 2. And the reason why I raised that 20 outcome 2, what I've noticed with celebrity deaths or ritualistic murders, it always appears now, I'm just going to say generically, generally, surely as a human being, yes, you want stardom, you want the whole shebang, right? You make some choices. Now, at some point, there's another theory I'm working on about, there's always this thing about a diamond ring around these satanic celeb pop idols bullshit. Is that like you've killed 10 people, so now you're worth a diamond, some kind of bullshit, or you've sacrificed 10 people, or a certain amount of people, you get this big diamond? I'm working on it. I'll get there. I'll find it. So what happens with these celebrities at some point in their life? Do they have like this meltdown? Oh my God, I'm going to shave off all my hair and tell the world what is going on. Or I'm having a midlife crisis. How could I have done all of that? You know what I mean? So there's this 20 outcome 2. There's always an outburst in the sequence. You name them. Liam, Jimmy, Janis Joplin. So someone has a freak out. Then obviously a call is made. I mean, we can go look back and back and back, right? But this 20 outcome 2, there's a conflict here. And this 20 outcome 2, someone's opening their mouth because they get this guilty conscience all of a sudden. Now I'm going to write it in a manuscript so all my sins can be absolved, motherfuckers. So unfortunately, this 31-4 is a destruction number of 4. It's a destruction of 4. If we look in literature, 31-4 is like, 31-4, if you want to take it on a positive, is editing. And you can edit it down into a smaller book. So I believe they're looking for this book. There's it here, confirmed again. They're looking for a book. Here's a destruction number here. Let me just see. I'm a bit worried with this 31-4 rounder. They might have found it, or a decision was made that there's going to be a manuscript, but they cut it down to a book, and maybe they're looking for the book, you know, the small book, like I shown in spirit. So we're looking for a book. February 22, which is the +6. So this is the action. You know, when I looked at this, '22-4 is here's a book number again. They're looking for a book. I'm just trying to see evidence of the book. All right, I'm going to have to go. I don't want to be too discovery in the pod, but we definitely got a book on the hunt here, ladies and gentlemen. In my humble opinion, he was holding the book in his hand. All right, let's see. Okay, so something we need to go into further. Well, let's hope the book sees the light today, right? So unfortunately, we definitely have, and look here, come on. If we go into the 72-hour scan now we know it's authentic, right? 37-10-1, this is higher ups here. The big wigs, sacrificial to the T. And unfortunately, there are contract numbers here as well. Famous number at crime scenes, 2911-2, screaming illegal, but this is 2911-2 in the context of a ritualistic portal. Ritualistic sacrifice portal sequences here. A deal is a deal, and why was that deal broken? Because someone wants to publish a manuscript. Because they had an emotional breakdown. What the hell is going on, ladies and gentlemen? All right, so we're definitely on the hunt for a book. I don't care what comes out of that. Whatever happened to them was not pleasant. Or that's what I'm going to say. All right. Where are we with our... Sitting on 38 minutes already. So 17.8... We've seen this around lizard people. If we're looking at the optics of ancient portals, 17.8, even contemporary times, 17.8 alien lizards. By the way, I made a massive discovery today. In fact, I'm going to share it now in case. You will recall the episode Big Earth, the episode involving the hurricanes Helena, Milton. We discovered a portal sequence. Now, in fact, we discovered where the portal sequence is, the physical portal sequence. Like, for example, I've got a picture here of Godzilla versus Kong. Now, why would he be showing us Godzilla and Kong? Never seen the movie ever in my life, except when I went onto a local platform today, there was the movie, and I thought, let me watch. Let me just have at least 2-hour break in the world. I stopped watching after 15, 20 minutes, and I realized we may have something here. In the discovery of Helena and the episodes of Big Earth, and it's part of the 17.8 sequence of episodes that are on the channel. Remember, we said 40, outcome 4. For me, there are 3 different systems we're on here. Let's call it systems for now. Or 3 planets. And let me write it down. There are 3 of them. 20 outcome 2, 30 outcome 3, 40 outcome 4. I don't want to do too much spoiler alerts, but in recent episodes, in the episodes that I would put up the thumbnails, we have different planes that these creatures and people are operating on. 20 outcome 2 is what we call and we know as Earth, the water planet, right? Earth as we know it. Then there's a 30 outcome 3 and there's a 40 outcome 4. So Earth, all of a sudden my chest is closing up, motherfuckers. All right, so then 40 outcome 4 discovered during Helena and Milton, what I've called this at this stage Big Earth. At this stage. Then 30 outcome 3, in my opinion, is alien. Watching this movie, Godzilla and Kong, they live on different parts of this globe. They call it, I don't know, hollow Earth. But I have been trying to get into this 40 outcome 4 since. And the word molten always comes up, molten. So is 40 outcome 4 the inner Earth? So not big Earth, inner Earth. And what I'm going to do, there is going to be a proper episode on this. I'm just bringing it to your attention now. Where the portal sequence, and we mark the area in the Gulf of Mexico versus America, whatever they want to call it. Inner Earth portal, physical portal is right there, in my opinion. So I looked at the numbers for when this film was released. And look here. 40 outcome 4. Isn't that ironic? So it's a teaser. I'm going to go deeper. I believe we may have found another clue to the puzzle.